discuss regarding it, you are most welcome to type your questions into the chat box of your Zoom, or you can raise your hand also if you wish to ask them for directly to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, there's a question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat, yes.
So when we read, scriptures and all, then we say that human consciousness is the far superior. So when we speak to our kids like that, then they say that they showcase this book, Animals in Krishna Consciousness.
Okay.
So they talk about Vishakhi. They talk about scam. And with Indradumya Swami Maharaj, they talk about Tilaka.
Yeah.
So I'm very much confused. How would I answer them?
Definitely. What were all of them in the previous life? Humans. They were all humans who made a small mistake, and as a token punishment, they had to become animals. That's what. When we read it completely, you need to understand human life has the highest conflict. Just like Bharat Maharaj was there. Human life, he did maximum bhakti, but because he meditated on a deer in the fag end of his life, because of that, he was given the body of a deer as a token punishment so that he could rectify his mistake and move on towards perfection. So all these animals are like similar to Bharat Maharaj. So where did you improve the consciousness? In human body. Got it? So that is how you can respond to your kids.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. There is a next question by Himani.
That's a question. It's Anugrah request.
And yes, okay, yes, exactly. That if we can have one more such season, the third season maybe of Gita Art of Life, and with some more inner realizations and more some verses, or I guess.
Definitely.
Thank you so very much, Himani ji. We really loved the that you are really enjoying and understanding this course. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, we have 5 minutes and no questions. मुझे ब्रेक बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगता. Please keep me engaged. Is there any question before that? Okay. We can have one more season provided each one of you bring 10 new participants. Yeah, that's a request from the admin team. If you all give each one get 10 participants new, then definitely we'll have another season. Condition apply. Correct. And the team board decides when to have, etc. Okay, there's a question. Doing Pro, you can read it.
Yes, Proji. Ranveer ji ka question tha that Proji, what is this exact reason behind naming this as inner peace? Like we have Gita Art of Inner Peace. Can really it be possible to stop our thoughts and have the actual inner peace, or what is it? Understand?
We cannot stop our thoughts. We have to transform our thoughts. Yes, right now we have mundane thoughts. When we hear Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and this hearing of Bhagavad Gita, as Krishna mentions in the 18th chapter, is worshipping the Lord with his intelligence. And when we do that, then we get Krishna conscious thoughts. And when we have Krishna conscious thoughts, when we are with Krishna, we get the inner peace. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya, nacha ayuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shantir ashantasya kutas sukham. Yes. So it all starts with buddhi. So we are all engaging in this process of buddhi yoga, engaging our intelligence in understanding the deeper message of Krishna. And that is what will bring about inner peace. Yes. So this Gita, the art of inner peace, was started so that we meditate on the deep meanings of the Gita and we soak ourselves in the message of Gita at least for 1 hour every day in the 18 days. And thus experience that Ananta Shanti. Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Amazing. What an amazing understanding behind such a wonderful name. Pranjal ji का next question था that sometimes Prabhuji we get these flashes of the different anarthas like pride, envy, or lust or anything, and we really feel bad that we can't really actually purify ourselves despite doing so many services and attending classes. So how we can get this determination in the case and not and actually also not feel bad or guilty also on the other hand because
Ranjan,
of
you
our
have to
name.
see the advancement we have made. Previously, we didn't know what is anarthas. Previously, we didn't know how to identify pride, greed, envy, lust, illusion. क्या है वो पता भी नहीं था. We didn't even know. But now we have started to recognize it. We've started to understand it. We are living an inward introspective journey, introspective sage. Yes. So we are leading that inner journey. So we are progressing towards inner peace. At least now we are able to recognize. Previously, we were least bothered. But now we have started recognizing. The very fact that we have started recognizing the disease is that we are progressing towards finishing the disease, complete getting cured of it. Because when you go to a doctor, what is the first thing that a doctor does? A doctor does a diagnosis by asking certain questions or by using certain instruments on us, certain procedures, and then finds out and tells you what disease you've got. And moment you know the disease that you have, 50% of the problem is solved, because then the other 50% is simply you have to accept the medicine. So similarly, our 50%, if you are saying that you are able to identify the anarthas, 50% of the problem is solved because you're able to identify the fault. And the other 50% will go when you apply the solution that you're learning in the classes. And another thing is, sometimes these flashes of pride or anarthas keep coming so that we remain humble. Because that particular humbleness is required to chant the holy name properly, in proper mood. Without trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnana amari namanadena kirtanya sadahari. Without that humbleness, one will not be able to chant properly. So it's a gift of Krishna to give us such kind of guilt. We feel humble. And in that state of humility, let's chant. All right.
Thank you so very much, Prabhuji. Next question is by Kalsavji. That Prabhuji, what should be our priority, dharma or karma? It's a very
This
interesting
question,
question.
okay, Kalrav.
Yes.
Dharma or karma, what should be a priority? Previously also he's asked the same thing. He's asked the same thing to me. Dharma or karma, what should be a priority? Our acharyas say, they set priority in this order. First, you have to take care of health. Acharya Bhakti Thakur says this. First, take care of health. Then your dharma and karma are together. Same importance. That means your occupational duties and the same time your Krishna conscious practice is sadhana is same, second priority. Together, they both are equally should be prioritized. And third, then seva, services. So first health, then sadhana and occupational duties, and then seva. So this is the priority order set by Thakur Bhakti Vinod.
I guess we have already hit our timer to start our today's session. So I would request Prabhuji that let us just jump into the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and understand the today's session that's going to be the escaping the gates of hell. Over to you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So chapter 16, session 16, taken by your spiritual friend Sanatan Dharmadas. Let's begin. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pankum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. All right. So today is the semi-finals of our series. Yes, we're just one more session away from completing our wonderful course, Gita, Art of Inner Peace. So today, this particular chapter of 16th chapter is called Divine and Demoniac Natures. And Lord Krishna more focuses on the demoniac nature because he's explained about the divine nature several times in the Bhagavad Gita. But now he focuses on the demoniac nature. Why? Because these natures can be present in all of us even while we are practicing bhakti. So we have to identify these natures, like how Pranjalji was saying, that we get the pulses or flashes of these kinds of lower pullings, anarthas, right? So we have to first learn what are they. We have to learn to identify them, and when we are conscious of them, then we will take care not to fall in the pitfalls and save ourselves and go exactly steadfast in the path of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so here's the first shloka for today. 16th chapter, 20th verse. Asurim yonimapanna mudha janmani janmani mam aprapyaiva kaunteya toto yantyadhamam gatim. Hare Krishna. So this is what Krishna does to a person who is envious. Because if you want to separate a divine and a demoniac person, what is the exact one difference between divine and demoniac? There's one difference is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. A devotee is never envious of anybody. Yes, a devotee means one who is never envious. On the other hand, the very definition of a demon is a person who is very, very envious. So if a person is envious, the person becomes a demon. And how exactly does Krishna deal with a demon? This is what is spoken in this verse. So if we are attached to demoniac propensities, if we are serving the anarthas, yes, we are accustomed to again and again repeatedly falling victims to kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, then what happens? So Krishna is explaining us in this particular shloka. Asuram you asurim yonimapanna, you will get the body of an asura. Chalo, envy karna hai, Bhagwan ke against karna hai, you want to be against God, you want to be anti-Vishnu, anti-Krishna, very good. Then you will get the body of demon. Yes. Asurim yonimapanna. You will be born in a demoniac family. You will be born in the family of asuras. Other. Naturally, in the family of asuras, what happens? It's not the family of asuras, you will be taught how to become a very good demon. Very bad demon, sorry. How to blaspheme. Krishna ko kaise gali dena hai. Yes. It is said Shishupal. Yes, Shishupal. When he was baby, totally boli mein bhi used to give gali to Krishna. Ek itna tu enna pagal hai. Like that. So totally boli mein bhi gali deta tha. That's how they start. In fact, when the Grihasthas bring their child, the child says, Papa. So parents say, see, Prabhuji is saying Prabhupada. He's saying Prabhupada. ऐसे करके बोलते हैं. तो पापा कहा तो Prabhupada बोला इन्होंने. So there they teach right from beginning how exactly to give value to Krishna, to abuse Krishna. That is what, so they get that kind of body. So right from the beginning, your desire that you have to be envious of Krishna, to forget Krishna, not to be Krishna unconscious, yes, that desire is fulfilled. Then you get the body of an asura. Asurim yonim apanna. And such a person. And not just once. Sorry, not once. Mudha, such a fool. Janmani, Janmani. That means life after life, you are given the body of a demon. जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी, life after life. My God, we can't even imagine. बार बार असुर के योनि में जन्म लेना. Yes, again and again take birth in demons because of your envy. Mam aprapyaiva kaunteya. Hey kaunteya, see kaunteya. Now here Krishna is calling Arjuna as kaunteya. From where this word kaunteya comes? Kaunteya comes from being the son of Kunti. Arjuna is called as Kaunteya because he is son of Kunti. And who is Kunti? Kunti is Krishna's Vua, aunt. The aunt of Krishna is Kunti. And there's one more secret concerning Kunti. Kunti Maharani is none other than the success potency of Krishna. So Krishna's success potency is called as Kunti, the success potency of Krishna. So that way, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjuna, you're very fortunate to be born in the family of devotees like my Bhua Kunti. There are wonderful prayers called teachings of Queen Kunti. And these are prayers, although sung by a woman, These prayers are deeply meditated. They meditate very deeply. Great sannyasis, renunciates, and great pure Paramahamsa Vaishnavas, all of them thoroughly discuss, analyze, and churn through these prayers of Kunti. So you are born in such a family, Kaunteya. On the other hand, these rascal people, demoniac people, no, they don't get a chance to get me. Aprapyaiva mam. Yes, mam aprapyaiva. They will not get me. They will not get my darshan. They will not get my mercy. They will not get to hear my holy name. They will not get to hear my katha. Kuch nahi milega in logon ko. And thus, tato yanti adamam gatim. These people will keep going down and down and down and down. They'll become more demoniac, more demoniac, more demoniac, more demoniac, more demoniac. Now, if somebody doesn't know Krishna's heart, Krishna's nature, one may consider, अरे देख कैसे भगवान है, what kind of God he is. अरे मान लिया demoniac बनना है, but इतना गिरा देने का उसको, not even giving one chance to realize Krishna. What is this? ये क्या चल रहा है? But we need to understand this is also Krishna's compassion, because Krishna will increase the demoniac propensity, increase the propensity, बढ़ाते रहेंगे, बढ़ाते रहेंगे, बढ़ाते रहेंगे. Finally, when you become a world-class demon or universal demon, worst demon, then Krishna will personally kill you. And when Krishna personally kills, what happens? Hati gata hari dayaka iti hari. So what is when Krishna kills, what happens? Hata, you kill. Gata hari dayaka. Even a Ari who's killed, a demoniac person who's killed, he will get gati. He gets liberated. That means all his sinful karma becomes zero when Krishna kills that demon. So this is also one form of mercy the Lord shows to demons. Yes? अच्छा technique लगता है. Some of them are like, प्रभु ये तो easy है. You don't have to chant Hare Krishna. You don't have to attend satsang programs. Demon बनते जाओ बनते. नहीं, एक अच्छा आदर्श demon बनने के लिए भी दम लगता है. Can we become someone like Hiranyakashipu? अरे वो तो high class demon. What about Ravan, Kumbhakaran? नहीं भाई, वैसे तो नहीं बन सकते. We can't. We can't become Rakshasas and demons like Ravana, Kumbhakaran, Danda. ये तो बदमाशों के बदमाश, great बदमाश fellows these are. ऐसा हम कभी नहीं बन सकते. We can never become like these people. Right? So don't even try for it. मत करो ऐसे. We shouldn't do it. But even they are given mercy. So this should increase our appreciation for Krishna. This should increase our admiration for Krishna. That even a demoniac person who doesn't want to remember Krishna, he says, all right, do not want to remember me. Okay, keep becoming more and more demoniac, more and more demoniac, more and more demoniac. And then finally I will kill you and I will liberate you. एक बहुत बढ़िया सा demon बनिए, मैं आपको खुद अपने हाथों से मारूंगा. And then what you'll get? Hati aradayaka iti gati. So you will get, even Ari gets that gati when Krishna kills them. So this is the beauty of Krishna's compassion that we learn in this sloka. Right? Translation. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, O Kunti, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. But Krishna will also kill them, and thus they also get mercy of Krishna. So now, we need to understand that a person who gets a demoniac destination is very tough. It's a very painful life. Hiranyakashipu had everything. He had the power of the three worlds. He had the wealth of the three worlds. He had the control over three worlds. He was practically like Brahma, but he didn't have one thing. What is that? What is one thing that he didn't have? He didn't have satisfaction. Sa ittam nirjita kapub ekarant vishayan priyan yatopad bunjano atripyan ajitendriya. Atripyan, the tripti, the satisfaction that Prahlad had on his face, the satisfaction that Prahlad had when he was talking, that is something that Hiranyakashipu didn't have. So he was very envious of his own son Prahlad. Yes. So even the greatest demons, they may have all these. Ravana, he had everything. He had Sone ki Lanka. He had all the beautiful women of this world. But still, he was totally miserable. Why? Because he's a demon. Demons are miserable despite having everything. Look at Duryodhan. Duryodhan in the gambling match had defeated the Pandavas. He had everything. He was a Chakravarti Samrat. He had all their wealth, all their treasury. But still he could not enjoy even a moment. On the other hand, Pandavas in their Vanvas period, their Vanyas and Agyatmas, they were so happy. Oh, we are getting to have this simple living, high thinking. We are staying with Dhaumya Rishi. Dhaumya Rishi is teaching us so much about Krishna consciousness. Kitna badhiya life hai. Kitna amazing. Yudhishthira Maharaj was thinking of staying like that only. He is not interested in the kingdom. Arey, bahut maza aa raha hai. Very nice. We are so Krishna conscious. Yes, we are off from management. On the other hand, Duryodhan, despite having everything, had nothing. So becoming a demon means not having the satisfaction. One may have, that's what has happened to today's society also. Today's society is called demoniac culture, demoniac society. Why? Because they have all the material facilities and amenities, but because they're not Krishna conscious, they don't have that inner peace. Yes, Gita, the art of inner peace. वो नहीं है उनके पास. Yes, that we have. On the other hand, Sudama, the Brahmana, it is said that even before he would tell about Krishna Katha to his children and to his wife, and they would happily hear. They were happy and satisfied. It is just for the sake of the two children that Sudama's wife requests Sudama to go to Krishna and ask for something. Otherwise, they were happy. They didn't need anything. They were very happy being Krishna conscious. All right. 16.21. So this is something we have to avoid. These are three things that one has to avoid in order to not become a demon. If you become these three gates, you don't enter, you don't become a demon. You enter into these three gates, definitely one becomes a demon. So avoid it, because there are so many demoniac qualities which Krishna has mentioned in the entire 16th chapter. He sums it up just by three. These three qualities are, in one sense, the very summary of all the bad qualities. What are they? Trividam narakasedam dwaram nashanam atmanah kamah krodhas tatha lobhas tasmad etatrayam trajet. So what is Lord Krishna doing here? He's giving an instruction. He's giving an instruction that, my dear Arjuna, Trividam, there are three types. Trividam means teen prakar ke. Narakasya idam dwaram. So to go to hell, there are three gates. Gate number 1, gate number 2, gate number 3. ऐसे 3 गेट है जो आपको नरक में लेके जाएंगे. Yes, we should know this. वन में से प्रभु जी स्वर्ग का गेट, गोलोक का गेट वो बताइए ना, नरक का गेट क्यों नहीं? पॉइंट इज हम लोग इधर ही जाते हैं. All advertisements, all propaganda, mass media propaganda is all for these only. It is for getting into three gates. इधर आइए, please come. आप जिस गाड़ी में बैठ के बस एक्सेलरेटर दबा दीजिए. करेक्ट. We are all pressing accelerator and moving towards hell. That's what is happening to today's society. That is why Krishna is telling, please understand this. Trividam narakasidam dwaram. So these are doors of hell. What are they? And nashanam atmanah. They will destroy your soul. Yes, you are going to do atmahatya. Yes, atmahatya. That is what practically you're going to do. You're going to destroy your soul if you enter into these three gates. What are the names of the gates? Kamaha, krodhaha, tatha lobhaha. The first gate is called as lust. The second gate is called as krodha, anger. And the third gate is called as lobha, greed. And actually these gates are connected also. Excuse me. So if you see lust is that gate. So when you get lust is satisfied, that lust becomes greed. And lust is not satisfied, that becomes anger. इस तरीके से वो चेंज होता है. तो है वो एक ही चीज. And we all know the examples. Example of the person who is the lusty demon. Example. What is example of lusty? Ravan, correct. That is example that comes. Ravana. So lust means to encroach on something which is prohibited. That is called lust. That is called lust. And that kind of lust is something that develops greed. Any example of a demon who is an embodiment of greed? Yeah. Duryodhan. Why? Because Duryodhan he was having very good kingdom. He had everything, but still he wanted to usurp the property of Pandavas also. अरे ये लोग खुश नहीं होने चाहिए, मैं उनका भी चाहता हूँ, मेरा भी है और उनका भी है, दोनों का है. So thus I want to enjoy that also. This was Duryodhana's mentality. And then there is Krodha. An embodiment of Krodha is Hiranyakashipu. So much of anger. Anger upon his own son, his own Amsha. Right? So these are the three anarthas which we have to watch out for. And actually the root cause of all these anarthas is Krodha. Krodha. So tasmat etap trayam trayet. Krishna says, give up these three things. These three things have to be given up. So I'll share a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, which teaches us some very nice principles. This is a shloka. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 15th chapter, shloka number 22. Asankalpajayet kamam krodam kama vivarjanat arthanartekshaya lobham bhayam tattvavamarsanat. So it speaks about certain things. Asankalpajayet, you want to conquer kama. You want to conquer lust? Take a vow. Take a vow. I will not do this. That's the only way to conquer lust. How did Bhishma conquer his lust? He just took a vow. I'll remain brahmachari for whole life. I followed that vow. So that is the only way you have to give it up. So one person came and asked a question to a doctor. So doctor, I have a problem of drinking alcohol. Doctor said it's very simple to give up drinking alcohol. He said, how simple? He said, as simple as opening your hands. That's it. How to give up drinking alcohol? As simple as opening your hands. You take a glass, you open your hands, the glass breaks. That's it. It's as simple as that. So this is how one has to give up lust, by taking vows. Asankalpa jayet kama. Take vows. Yes, we take determined vows. We'll do this. Ye karenge. We will chant more rounds. We'll come for the Gita course. We will read Srimad Bhagavatam daily for a particular period of time. So this is a way to conquer lust. Asankalpa jayet kama. Then how to conquer krodha? Kama vivarjanat. You give up the kama. You give up the attachment. You give up the lust. Krodh cannot exist. That's why Krodh is called as Kamanuja. Who is Ramanuja? Ramanuja is Lakshman. Rama Anuja. Younger brother of Ram is called as Lakshman. Ramanuja. Then who's Kamanuja? Kamanuja is Krodha, the younger brother of Kama. So if Kama is gone, your elder brother is gone, your younger brother also cannot exist. So Krodham Kama Vivarjanat. Yes. How to give up greed? Yes. How to give up greed? Greed can be given by Artha Anarthekshaya. By something that appears to be palatable, good, we should find out fault with that. And in this material world, every greed, the object of greed has a fault associated with that. How many of you heard this statement? Too much of something is not good. Yeah, we heard this. Yeah, greed. Lalach buri baat hai. It is not good. So what is not good? How it is not good? Usko hame analyze karna chahiye. Yes. Usko hame jo hai analyze karna chahiye. We should analyze that. That is very important. So anartha, artha anarthekshaya lobham. Yes, what are people greedy of in this world? बताइए. Money, status, power, gold, name, fame, beauty. Okay. Sampatti. Now you tell me, what are the problems with these things? What are problems with these things? The moment you have money, gold, fame, you attract. Yeah, it doesn't last forever. There is no end to this desire. You'll always be tense. There is no satisfaction from it. There's always disturbance in the mind. You can lose it anytime. It's temporary. It attracts envy. Once there was a man. This man had married a very, very beautiful lady. This is a true story that happened in France. And he had built a superb home. And after building that, he invited his friends. Please come. So his friends came over. They saw that he's married such a beautiful girl, and he's having such a wonderful property house. They became so envious that they killed him. They killed his wife. They looted all the things which were there, and they went to friends. They were best friends. Yes, childhood friends. See, they all became envious. So such kind of our greed attracts the neighbor's envy. Yes, Onida television. Neighbor's envy, owner's pride. ऐसा करके उसका स्लोगन ही 2 अनर्थ उधर ही आ गए. Neighbor's envy, owner's pride. Onida television. That is the slogan of this. What is this? 2 anarthas. So your greed will attract the other person's envy. And when a person becomes envious, he can do any harm to you. So this is called artha anarthekshaya lobham. So you have to see the fault. अरे ये ज्यादा होगा तो क्या हो जाएगा? अरे ऐसा हो जाएगा. Yes, I will be in trouble. So this is how you have to give up greed. So other things as homework, you can take it. Okay, bhayam tattva amarshanat. One, I will not explain, I'll just take one line. So the fear can go away when you discuss tattva. You discuss the truths, the philosophies. Then anvikshaya shoka moho. You have to deliberate on spiritual and material subject matters. Then your shoka and moha. Shoka is lamentation, moha is illusion, will go away. Dambam mahadupasaya. Your pride will go away when you serve great souls. Yogantarayan maunena himsam kamadi anihaya. Yes. So by all the obstacles on the path of yoga this way, yogic obstacles, maunam, you remain silent. It goes away. And himsam kamadi anihaya. So it is said, so in this way, one has to do, and simply by stopping sense gratification, one can conquer envy. This is done. So now there's an easier way to conquer anarthas. And this is spoken in this shloka. It says, Etat sarvam, one thing to conquer all anarthas. Now these are different paths. बहुत अलग-अलग चीजें बता दी गई है. What is one thing by which I can conquer all anarthas? That is given in Bhagavatam. Etat sarvam guru bhaktya. If somebody does guru bhakti, one can easily overcome all anarthas instantly. And the greatest example for this is Prabhupada and hippies. The hippies didn't even know the spelling of anarthas. But they conquered all anarthas. How? Because they were simply engaged to please Prabhupada. They wanted to follow the instructions of Prabhupada. They wanted to please Prabhupada. They were always Prabhupada conscious. What will please Swamiji? What instructions Swamiji gave? They used to meditate on the Swamiji's instructions. What letter he has sent? They used to meditate on each and every letter that he has sent. So this way, because they did Guru Bhakti, they could easily conquer anarthas and get Krishna. So this is very easy way of easily conquering all the anarthas. Guru Bhaktya. Okay. So Krishna gives the problems in Gita and the solutions in Bhagavatam. Translation. There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to degradation of the soul. Last shloka. Yes. Etair vimukta kaunteya tamodvaraistvibhirnaraha acharyatyatmana shreyas tato yati param gatim. So Lord Krishna, what is he speaking in this shloka? The man who has escaped these 3 gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the spiritual supreme destination. Etair vimukta. Hey Kaunteya, vimukta. Don't get into these gates. Vimukta. Be liberated from these gates. Yeah. And then what happens? Tvamo dwarais tribir naraha. So all these tama means darkness. Tama also means very low. So these 3 kinds of very ignorant destinations which are there, one can easily give it up. You have to give it up. Achariti atmana shreyas, by engaging in activities which are conducive to self-realization. So what are the activities conducive to self-realization? Practically what are they? कौन-कौन सी चीजें हैं बताइए? What are activities conducive to self-realization? Reading Shastras, very good. Chanting, knowing Krishna, asking questions, inquiring, hearing from superiors, associating with great souls, services, Shravanam, attending Gita classes. Yes, you're right. A, B, C, D, E. Yesterday also in Siddhibat, I was talking about this. Parth is there? Parth? Shashikant? Wherever A, B, C, D is there, I will call Parth. Parth, explain what is A, B, C, D, E.
Yes, Prabhuji. A means association of devotees. हमें भक्तों का संग करना चाहिए. B means books. हमें रोज भगवत गीता, भागवतम और इत्यादि प्रभुपाद के बुक्स पढ़ना चाहिए. C means chanting करनी चाहिए हमें रोज. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे. तो हमें रोज चैंट करना चाहिए. और D मतलब डैड. अगर हम जो खाना बनाते उससे हमको भगवान को भोग लगा के वो प्रसाद, तो हमें रोज प्रसाद लेना चाहिए. और ई मीन्स ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण. ई मीन्स एंगेजमेंट. हमें भगवान की जो भी हमारे एक्टिविटी हो हमको भगवान के काम में लगाना चाहिए. एंगेजमेंट. और अगर आपने ए कर लिया तो बी सी डी अपने आप हो जाएगा.
हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू.
वेलकम.
So we'll give him a round of applause. He so wonderfully spoke. The A, B, C, D, E by Parth. So very nice. So we have to remember this always. This is the engagement in self-realization. And if we don't engage in self-realization, we will find that automatically Maya will engage us. कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Maya will automatically, Maya has sufficient ways to engage us. बहुत सारे हैं तरीके. Right? So we have to positively engage, otherwise we'll be engaged otherwise. Hari Bol, thank you. Any questions? Oh, समय समाप्त इतने जल्दी. Yeah, 3 shlokas are done. Devotees are checking the watch. Yeah, it's up. Time is up. Yes. Durvin Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Always time flies away whenever we are having such
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, go ahead.
The very next question was by Om Gawali ji. That Prabhuji, how can we focus completely on our studies while we are preparing for some competitive exam, for which we need to focus a lot for a long period of time?
First thing, eliminate distractions. Make them disappear. Yeah, make the distractions disappear. Your laptop, mobiles, वो सब नजर से हटा ही दो. Remove it. Eliminate distractions. 90% you're on the way to success. Number 2, I'll request you get into a disciplined style of study. Be disciplined. I will tell you to do some research on Pomodoro technique. It helps a lot. 25 minutes of study, 5 minutes of break. Pomodoro technique, 20 plus 5, 20 plus 5, 20 plus 5. Do a little bit research on that. That helps you to study for prolonged hours. And third thing, most important, is chant Hare Krishna. Your mind will be under control. When your mind is under control, you can achieve anything.
Thank you so very much, Prabhuji, for such wonderful tips. I guess it should help so many students that are out there. Next question is by Murari Dikari ji. That Prabhuji, when was Bhagavad Gita written, like documented in that?
5,000 years back when Vyasdev wrote Mahabharata.
Next question by V.K. Gelaji. That what would be of more help, like chanting or reading the scriptures? Like if someone is going through very tough time and there is mental depression and disturbances around there occasionally, what would be better to?
When you chant Hare Krishna, your mind will be under control. when you read the scriptures, your intelligence will be convinced. So as such, we need a blend of both. And along with that, we need a shelter in the form of getting guidance from devotees as mentors. So tomorrow, those of you not having mentorship, we are going to launch the mentorship program also. Those of you not having mentors, we can have spiritual buddies and mentors. We'll be launching that tomorrow. So you need that also. Very important.
Sanjay ji ka next question था that Prabhuji, Prajna ji ka, sorry for that. In every temple, we see that deities are different. How Krishna exactly looks in Golok Dham? What is his like real form too?
Tvam bhakti bhava paribhava sahit saroja ase shute chita pato nanunatha pumsam yad yad dhyata urugaya vibhava yanti tat tad vapu pranaya se sad anugrahaya. So Krishna is so wonderful. The way you want him to look, he'll look. I'm not telling, Bhagavatam says. He's so amazing the way, the face cut that you want. The way you want Krishna to look, he'll appear like that for you. That's amazing. In fact, I'll tell you something, a little secret tip. Krishna married 16,108 wives. And each of the girls were different, right? So some girls were lean and tall. So Krishna also was lean and tall. Some girls were little chubby. Cute, nice, but little chubby. So Krishna also was little chubby like that. So Krishna adjusted his bodily features exactly to suit the face cut and the body of his consort. Exactly like that. So the way you want Krishna to look, he looks like that for you. This I'm not telling, this Bhagavatam says.
Very interesting question by Sonal Kamalji. That Prabhuji, why we always say about liberation? Like we can also be a tool in the hands of Krishna itself, and he can utilize us however he likes.
Perfect. That is the perfection. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti rahitugitoi. I will keep taking birth, and Krishna, you use me the way you want. I'll be a puppet in your hands. But before that, when you can say that, once you get ticket. पहले टिकट तो ले लो, उसके बाद बात करते हैं. ममो जन्मनी जन्म, ऐसे भी जन्मनी होने वाला है हमारा. We are going to get many births. First of us, let's get the ticket for liberation, then talk about this particular mood. Okay.
Next question by Dandas Prabhuji. That Prabhuji, what is the exact difference if a devotee gets moksha and versus a demon getting moksha, like how we discussed today? Like, does it look like Krishna is partial, or how we can understand this?
Krishna is never partial. Krishna is merciful to everybody, and Krishna reciprocates the way you act, the way you behave, he reciprocates like that. So Krishna is not partial. Krishna is like the sun. You can again hear to 9th chapter, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu, that shloka. We have taken that. If you are not clear with this concept of Krishna being partial or impartial. Krishna devotee attaining liberation means the devotee goes inside the house of Krishna. There's a difference between entering the palace of the king and entering the country of the king. There's a difference, no? भगवान के मतलब राजा के घर के अंदर प्रवेश करना और बातचीत करना और राजा के दरबार में जाना और राजा के देश में जाना. There's a great difference. So the demons hover around in the kingdom of Krishna. Whereas a devotee, he is with Krishna, serving Krishna in his home. There's a great difference.
Next question by, I guess, BYC Kharadi. Like, what does destroy the soul mean?
Atmahatya. That means you're going away from the very purpose for which soul is made. Soul is made to love and serve Krishna. So you're going away from that. Yes, so you're covering soul with more and more mithya hankara. The chitta is, that is why it's called Atma. Soul can never be destroyed. But you are, now for example, there's a mic. I am speaking into this mic, right? If I cover up this mic, I keep covering it up with paper and then chart paper and then brown paper and then after that. So I keep covering. Practically the mic will it function when I speak? Because the covering, it will not speak. So it becomes practically functionless and formless. There are two things important. The function and the form. Lust means what? Lust means the form and function is finished. That is lust. Some cases there is a form but there is no function. Some cases there is function but there is no form. Some cases there is no form, there is no function. So lusts are of 3 degrees. So when you keep covering, this form and the function both are gone. Then the lust degree is very high. That is called Atmahatya.
Next question is by Raj Prabhuji. that is greed of Duryodhana and the desire of Prahlad Maharaja, are they same, or how we can understand the difference between them?
Same. Come on, whatever. There is no comparison. Duryodhana's greed is for his own sense gratification. Prahlad's greed is to attain Krishna. It's laulyam. It is required. If you don't have the greed like Prahlad, you can never become devotee. We need the greed of Prahlad Maharaj. There is totally farak, zameen asman ka farak. One is material to the core, another is spiritual to the core. Yes.
Next question by him, that if I'm in association, I don't degrade, as we discussed. But when I am with Krishna, do I degrade? Like, what is it exactly?
Then you are not with Krishna. You are with your own mind. Yeah. Because with Krishna you cannot degrade. With Krishna you will elevate. When is degrading, then one is with mind, not with Krishna. Just like Prabhupada, once a disciple came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, yesterday I had a dream. Prabhupada said, what dream? Yesterday Krishna came in my dream. Acha, what did Krishna say? Krishna ruled it's okay to smoke cigarette. And Prabhupada said, that was not Krishna, that is ghost. Yes, that is ghost, not Krishna. Similarly, if we are degrading, then that is not Krishna, that is mind, ghost.
Yes, my appearing to feel like that. There is next question by TNDR Arnavji, that Prabhuji, how can we manage mood swings whenever we have?
Reveal your heart to devotee. You have to have a mentor and you have to discuss. Just like Arjuna asked Krishna, Prichhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. When he was having swings, he took shelter of Krishna. We have to take shelter of Vaishnavas and express our heart.
Okay, there is a personal message to me that Hare Krishna Prabhuji, whenever I listen to any suicide cases or such incidences, I'm really afraid and really don't know why. So, what to do in these situations and how to handle ourselves?
Not clear.
Okay. Whenever I listen to any
That is
suicide
fine.
case,
I don't know why. What is that?
okay, I'm really afraid and don't know why these things happen, and how shall I take care of myself and stay calm and not get some negative thoughts or something.
Approach mentor and reveal this. A personal problem. No? We'll address there.
Yes.
Mentor.
Gayatri ji, ka next question. Okay, not a question, but some revelation that tomorrow is going to be the last day of the session, so we might not have some time for questions. So
No, Sunday is full day for you. Sunday is your day to talk. I will sit and listen. Sunday is open forum for you all to talk. Don't worry.
Okay, and there is last question by Aditi up till now, that what should be our exact chetana whenever we are visiting a temple? I don't like asking for like material things and all. So what should be our prayers as aspiring devotees?
Yeah. So best is we repeat the prayers of the previous, what we hear in Bhagavatam. We can start with prayers of Kunti. As Queen Kunti's prayers are there in the first canto 8th chapter. We can recite, we can learn them, we can repeat them. The prayers of Prahlad, prayers of Dhruva. Yes, all of them. They are there. So we repeat those prayers, and these prayers only carry the aspiration also. Or there are wonderful bhajans of Vaishnava acharyas. We can learn them and we can repeat them also. Okay.
Thank you so very much, Roji. Himanshu Ranjan ji, ka next question tha, that can you please explain this particular charan of the shloka, that Name Bhakta Pranashyati, in the details, and what kind of devotees does this particularly apply to?
Any devotee who is properly situated in sadhana bhakti, samyak vyavasito hi saha. It applies to that devotee who is properly situated in consistent sadhana. Such a devotee is never vanquished, means there's a context behind it actually. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. 9.30. So first of all, we need to understand context. So even if a devotee behaves durachara, he behaves in a very abominable manner. But later on rectifies and bhajate mam ananya bhakti, comes back to ananya bhakti. He should be considered as sadhu. We should never ever consider him to be faulty. because he is properly situated. Samyak vyavasito hi sah. And what does he Krishna says? Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Even if he has gone out of bhakti, he will come back quickly. And he will attain that Shashvat Chant, inner peace. Shashvat Chantim nigachati. Why? Because Kaunteya, please understand, you declare. Because Krishna is saying, sometimes I break my promise. इसलिए पहले आप, Arjun, you make a promise so that I will be forced to keep that promise. Because when I make a promise, I may break it. Whereas when my devotee takes a promise, I will do anything never to break it. So you promise, you tell, Kaunteya prajjanehi name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee shall never vanquish, means my devotee shall never ever enter into materialistic life. And even if somebody becomes materialistic for some time, one will come back to Krishna consciousness. It will happen. If somebody has genuinely practiced bhakti for some time, one will come back. He will never become a materialist again. That is the meaning of Name Bhakta Pranashyati.
Okay. I suppose we have reached to the end. Okay. Now there is a new question. That if we enter the three gates, soul gets destroyed means what?
I already explained this. I had answered this question.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
Soul doesn't get destroyed. The soul gets covered over. And thus it's practically functionless.
Okay. I suppose this brings us to.
Because one Himani's question, sometimes you want something from God. As soon as you visit a temple, it feels you have given us everything. I should not ask for more. Yes, good. Achhi baat hai. That's the sense of beauty.
Yes. We have a great participants who can, cater and help each other, developing such a wonderful family. So yes, definitely, the association always helps us to progress. So with that, I guess we are done with the questions for today's session. Thank you so very much to all the participants who have joined up till now, and with great applause that finally with all the Q&A we have reached to the end of it, to be able to answer and cater each and every of them. And thank you so very much once again, and we would like to welcome you all for tomorrow's Double Dhamaka special session. So please make sure that you log in and join the Zoom meeting before 8 p.m. itself, so that we can quickly start with the final two chapters and the finale